Am I the a-hole for telling my picky BIL that I won't change how I cook to accommodate him? This title is so weird, so let me explain. I, 24F, live in a home with my kids, my partner, my sister plus her partner, and a couple of other family members. My family, my partner, kids, my dad, and I are living here while renovations are being done on our home. My sister, 26F, is living here with her partner, 24M, while they get back on their feet, as they were struggling financially when they moved back to our home state. It's a mess. I hope I explained well enough. I cook. A lot. Just about every meal, when I'm around, is homemade. Both because I love cooking and because going to a restaurant for the number of people we have here would cost way too much. Recently, like almost everyone else has experienced, money has been tighter, meat prices are getting crazy, and prices in general are, to be honest. Most of the people in my house believe meat needs to be in every meal, so I haven't cut it out of the meals I've made entirely. But I've been trying to stretch the meat we have so we don't need a lot to feed everyone. How have I done that? Beans and lentils. I've been adding beans into recipes, like making sesame chicken with ground chicken and adding some white kidney beans, to make it so we all can get full without spending a fortune on meat. I'll make butter chicken but add some beans. I'll make curry and add beans. Stuff like that. It's a cheap way to make a meal more filling, and they're good for you. Win-win. The meals I've been making taste good. Everyone in the house has liked them. Besides one person. My sister's partner. He hates beans. He has a lot of foods he just will not eat. Chicken on the bone is a no. Mashed potatoes are a no. The list goes on and on. So when I make a meal with any of the things he doesn't like, he doesn't eat. Instead, they go get fast food, or he eats something random in the house. Whatever, you know? Not everyone will like everything. I can't really afford to stick to the foods he loves or make main courses that are entirely meat. I feel bad that he doesn't like the stuff I make, but I get it. The two of them, my sister and her partner, make a lot more money than my partner does. I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I figured if they don't like the food I make, they can get their own. No hard feelings. All was good, I thought. But then I got told that I was being cruel for not accommodating them more, that me making foods I know he won't eat is crappy, and that I should really start making food I know he will eat too. I responded by saying that they could either help pay for the extra meat and such we would need to accommodate his preferences, or they could make or buy their own food. If neither of those options sounded good, they could just deal with it. My partner and I can't really afford to add a bunch of extra meat into the meals we make. If this were a case of an allergy or something involving ARFID, I would feel worse about what I said. I have allergies and diagnosed ARFID myself, so I am empathetic. But this isn't that. He says he's just picky and doesn't like a lot of foods. I'm now being given the cold shoulder by them. My partner is fully on my side, and so are the other adults in the house, but I'm left questioning if I am being a jerk here or unreasonable. Technically, I could make meals that he likes, but the portions for everyone just wouldn't be as large as they are right now, and my partner and I would be struggling a little more. Am I the a-hole or being a jerk in any way here? Final update. Okay, wow. I was not expecting that last post to blow up like it did. Thank you to everyone who shared their opinions about the situation. You all helped me realize that I wasn't being a jerk and that I needed to stop letting people walk all over me. I've struggled with that for most of my life, and I'm trying to do better. On to the update. It's a small one. There wasn't a huge blow up. I wasn't expecting to update this quickly, but my sister and BIL, if nothing else, have audacity. They spent the entire day downstairs today, except for when they went out shopping for a bit. They came back while I was making my husband and me lunch, and they asked what I was making. I cooked a white cheddar and Parmesan sauce chicken and white bean dish, only enough for my partner and me. Our kids shared a container of Alfredo we got them today. When BIL walked in, he asked what smelled good because he wanted some. I answered with what it was, and he said he wasn't interested anymore. The vibe in the room noticeably changed, and they went downstairs without a word after a minute. I didn't care. At all. Our lunch was amazing, and I wasn't going to let anyone ruin the mood. They went downstairs, and the day moved on. My dad came home later in the day, around 7 p.m., and we hadn't made dinner yet. We ate lunch fairly late, around 3 p.m., so we waited until evening to eat. I made 2 frozen pizzas, enough for my husband, my dad, and me. My kids don't like pizza, so they had other things. If you buy frozen pizzas even semi-regularly, you may know that they're not huge. 2 of them is going to be just enough for 3 hungry people. My dad, my husband, and I grabbed a few pieces of pizza and started eating. None of us got enough to be completely full, but it wasn't like the pizzas were going anywhere, right? Apparently not. One of the basement dwellers, as my dad has started calling them, came upstairs to get a snack. It was Bill. He talked with us for a minute, then went downstairs. Then he quickly came back up and talked for another minute. He went back downstairs, and all was good. Until my dad got up to get another slice of pizza, Bill took nearly every single piece that was left. He didn't say he was going to. He didn't ask. He just took almost the entirety of the pizza we had left and left. My dad got pissed. He said some not very nice things about them to my husband and me, and we agreed. He called them entitled and said that they seemed to feel awfully entitled to food from the people they avoid like the plague, and that they were crappy people. I didn't expand on this much in my replies yesterday, but my sister and Bill have caused issues here since they moved in. It got to the point before they even got here that my dad didn't really want them here. A few examples of issues we've had: before moving in, they demanded my dad give up his room so they could have their cats upstairs. My dad said no, they could have the entire basement to themselves, but they couldn't bring cats into the main house. Nearly everyone in the house is allergic to cats, my husband being so allergic that extended exposure can send him to the ER. My sister and Bill threw the biggest fit imaginable. They said they would never live in a basement, that they were getting his room, and that he promised it to them. He told them before they had cats that they could possibly have that room. This was an argument for weeks until finally, the basement sounded better than paying rent or being homeless. So they accepted it. They also had my dad travel states away to help them pack and move. He had to pay for everything. They wouldn't help at all. The moving truck, the plane ticket, the gas to drive nearly 1,000 miles, and hotel rooms. The night he went to help back, they refused to let him even sleep on their couch. He had to spend nearly $100 on a hotel room because of that. When they finally came up, Bill had a job lined up. He could have started within a week. It was the same business he worked for, just a different branch. They told him he could work there, but he refused. Why? Because instead of placing him at the store 1 mile away, they wanted to place him at the store 2 miles away. The horror. So he refused the job and didn't get one for over a month. He applied to one job he was never going to get, a security job where you need experience to get hired, before finally getting hired at a grocery store. That entire situation frustrated everyone, but especially my dad. They didn't have jobs and complained constantly about being broke. They said they couldn't afford to help with anything, yet they went and got Dunkin' almost every day. They had multiple $100 plus Walmart trips, one time spending $250 plus on stuff for their cats on a whim. My dad had already purchased the things they needed for their cats. They were broke, but went and got fancier versions of everything. My sister and Bill spend about 90% of their time in the basement. They only come upstairs if they need to eat or go to work. They spend most of their day playing video games for 4 or more hours, often over 8 hours, and smoking, if you know, you know. They also, seemingly, have an alcohol problem. My sister talked about how in the first few months of being home, she had already gone through over 3 large bottles of liquor. My dad sees them basically never, maybe for 30 minutes a day, but often for less than 5. Each time he has mentioned that them avoiding coming upstairs upsets him, my sister says he's being horrible and that he just wants to make her feel bad. That's a pattern with her that I've witnessed myself. In the middle of an argument, where no one is yelling or being rude, she will start saying someone is yelling and being horrible. She keeps repeating, "Oh my God, you're crazy," and saying how the other person is being horrible. It's like she's trying to rewrite the narrative in the middle of the event. ETA, another thing. When they were unemployed, they would sleep the day away, as in they would sleep until 3 p.m. or later every day. My husband and I refused to do nothing all day waiting for them, and my dad refused as well, so we would go out of town if we wanted to. We would go to a market we love or to the slightly bigger city nearby where our favorite restaurants are. You would think we went on a vacation to Hawaii without her, based on how she reacted. She said many times that us not waking her up, we tried, but she wouldn't answer calls, and instead just going without her meant we hated her, and that we were being a-holes for doing that. My dad was told, "It's obvious who the favorite daughter is," and she even tried to guilt us by saying that us taking my kids on car rides when it's raining or snowing is super dangerous. It was bad. There was so much yelling and just awfulness. But we weren't going to wait all day for her. If she wanted to sleep all day, that was her choice, but we weren't sitting around waiting for her to be ready. She stopped vocally getting upset about it after she and Bill finally got jobs, and we didn't stop having fun just because she told us to. There's so much more I could write. It has just been a horrible time. My dad has given up hope on them. He hasn't felt the same about them since the whole bedroom situation, which was before they even moved in. He regularly calls them entitled and says they should really figure out other housing because it's obvious they don't see us as family, just roommates they have to deal with to have rent-free housing. The last couple of nights have been a breaking point for both me and my dad, I think. We both agreed to give my sister and Bill the same treatment they give us, indifference. Everyone agreed that my sister and Bill are entitled and act like we owe them something, and we are not dealing with that anymore. They obviously think of us as roommates, not family, so now they have roommates. Not an exciting update, but I wanted to give one. I'm most likely not going to post about this situation again, but I wanted to thank everyone who replied to my last post. Some of the replies were definitely not the nicest, but I got the message loud and clear. I was being an a-hole to myself and my family by letting my sister and Bill walk all over me. I'm going to try my hardest to never let that happen again. I'm making enough food for my family. They can figure their own stuff out with their own money. ETA, my dad is talking to them tonight about everything. If that doesn't get through to them, I will try. And if I can't, we will speak with actions instead of words. Thank you again for reading, and for replying if you did. I really do appreciate it.